Hello and welcome to Katrinas Creations. This is the Saturday edition, and today we are going to be announcing the winner of the 2 skeins of yarn and, oops, the yarn's caught in the zipper, and the zipper project bag. So stay tuned for that a little bit later on in the podcast. So the tee I am wearing today is from, I believe this was Flax Light, was the pattern. I modified it as far as it's a basic raglan tee. It's meant for a long sleeved. I made it short sleeved. It normally has like a garter stretch along here. I didn't put that in. I just made a basic raglan tee out of it. The yarn is from Lion brand. It's not available anymore. I think it was called Summer Kisses, something like that. It is an acrylic. Let me pull this a little closer so you can see it. So there you can see it was kind of like a speckle. It's kind of woven yarn where it gets in here, like the little tubes that are with weaving that they blow like fluff into. That's kind of what those little center sections are. It was nice to knit with, but like I said, they don't sell that yarn anymore. But that's what this is. And it does seem to wash up and keep its shape pretty well. So I have 2 works in progress, no finished objects this week. The first one is a change of plans, actually, because last week I showed you I was going to start a crocheted shawl called the Sensational, I think it was just called the Sensational Crocheted Shawl. When I went looking for that pattern, I had put in my parameters of worsted weight yarn and roughly, how much yardage I had. I just assumed that pattern, because I put the parameters in for worsted weight number 4 yarn, that's what it was going to be. After I filmed the video last week and I got ready to print out the pattern, I looked at it closer and realized that's a 3 weight yarn. I have no idea why it showed up in my search for the wrong weight yarn. So anyway, it's the wrong weight yarn because the yarn I am using is, I think this was Pound of Love that I got from Oriental Traders of all places. It normally sells, I think, at Michael's there's this big stitch. Maybe it's Big Twist. That's what this is. It's Big Twist, and it's a pound of yarn. Normally this sells at Michael's. I think it used to also sell at Joann's for like $11.99. I got it for $8.98, something like that. So this color, I believe, was called Cream or Ivory, I think. One of the 2. Anyway, I had to modify the pattern I was making, so I went and looked around a little bit, and I found one over on Bag O' Day, one of her free patterns. It's called the Peekaboo Shell Shawl. She's made a pattern or a tutorial for this shawl, but she's also made a tutorial for the same pattern, but to make it like in a rectangular blanket too. I did modify this a little bit, and I'll show you when I hold this up. This is how far I've gotten so far with it. It's very simple once you kind of catch on to the pattern. Here it is close up. So it's called the Peekaboo Shell because you can peekaboo through it. These shells, when she made them, she called for 7 double crochets in her shell. I started out doing that. I got part way down and it just was a little too puffy looking for me, and that made this particular yarn, it made it kind of stiff, and I wanted something a little more drapey than that. So I ripped that out and I went back and put just 5 double crochets in my shell, just to make it a little bit lighter and a little bit more drapey. So here is my Peekaboo Shell Shawl, and again, that pattern is a free one by Crystal over at Bag O' Day. So that is the crochet project I have been working on. I do still want to make that sensational shawl. And yes, I could have just gone ahead and upped my needles or my hook size and worked with it, but when I looked close at that pattern, it has 3 different sections of texture. Not only does it change color 3 times, but it has 3 specific textures. And with changing the hook size, I knew it was going to it was also going to change the amount of yardage of yarn I was going to be using. And I didn't know how that was going to fall with where the pattern changes were. I didn't want to have one big texture, little teeny section of texture. So yeah, I wasn't sure how it would affect the overall size and everything. So I thought we'll just hold off and do it with the right weight yarn. So that's on my to-do list one day, because it is a pretty shawl. But anyway, that's what I'm working on with this. And then I'm working on my dragonfly pullover. This is a free pattern also, because you know me, I like free. I've gotten a long ways on this week. In fact, I am getting ready in just a row or two to separate for the sleeves. This is done from the bottom up. I'm talking and untangling yarn while I'm doing this. So here's where I was last week. Right here, I finished the decreases. This is, by the way, where my joins are. Well, this is where my beginnings and my rounds are. So I literally twist my yarn. I'll show you the back. I twist it as I go. So I'm carrying all 3 colors all the way up, so I won't have to weave in all those ends. And I do twist them so where it joins, I don't have any gaps or anything. This is really soft fabric. I think I'm really gonna like this. But yeah, so here is the whole thing so far. You knit up a total of 17 inches, so you can see where I'm at here. I've gone quite a bit this week, probably at least 6, maybe 6.5 inches that I've gone up, and I have, like I said, 1 or 2 more rows to go before I separate for the front and the back sleeves, or the front and the back, which will create the armholes. So hopefully I will get into that this next week. So that's what I've been working on this week. What have you been working on? So I want to say a special thank you to those of you who send me pictures each week for show and tell. We really do appreciate it. It's fun to see what everybody else is working on. And if you would like to contribute to show and tell, it is open to everybody, and it doesn't even necessarily need to be a new project. It can be something you've made a while back but that you would like to share. Something you're especially proud of, or something you enjoy, or something's your favorite item or whatever. We would love to see it. You can send a picture to me at KatrinasCreations@yahoo.com and tell me a little bit about the project, or you can post it over on my Facebook page, which is Katrina Knits, and we will put it into the show and tell so we can all enjoy it. So if you missed yesterday's video, it was all about weaving in ends. And you can see with my sweater project, I've carried the ends, or carried the yarn all the way up, so I don't have to weave in as many ends. Yeah, and I found out that I've been doing it wrong apparently for quite a few years. So yeah, it was a learning experience and a tutorial for all of us, including myself. So if you missed that and you would like to check it out, you can click the link right here. That will take you over to it. This Friday's video is going to be something I haven't done for a while, and that is spend the week with me. So I will be taking you along with me throughout the week while I'm doing different things. And yeah, you'll get to see what typical day in the week in the life of Katrina is. So that will be Friday's video. So now I'm going to announce the winner of the yarn and the project bag. The project bag is from Knit Crate, which is now out of business, but I never used this project bag. In fact, they got a little thread here I need to clip. But anyway, it's a zipper bag. It's canvas. There's nothing on the back. It's just been sitting in a tub upstairs with some of my supplies for quite a few years at this point. And the two yarns are Kartopu Basic. It says it is a wool. It's actually 30% wool, 70% acrylic, and it is 300 meters per skein. So it's a total of 600 meters. I'll put down here how much that is in yardage. But it's a beautiful color of purple, which is really funny because the winner, if I remember rightly, her comment said something about purple in it. So I am going to insert the footage. I did record, I used random comment picker for YouTube to draw the winner. So I will insert that so you can see the whole process. And if you didn't notice on there, I will officially announce the winner, which is Sally Thibodeau 7992. So Sally, yeah, get in contact with me with your address and I will get this down to you. I know roughly where you live, but yeah. So congratulations, Sally. Sally is a longtime viewer and contributor to the channel here. She has sent things in quite regularly for show and tell, as well as when I was doing a segment on about other viewers, getting to know other viewers on the channel. She did one of those segments as well. So Sally's been around and hung out with me for quite a while, so I really appreciate that. So when her name popped up, I was especially excited for her. So I hope you enjoy the yarn. Send me a picture of what you make with it. So now it's time for... So in our Come and Get It section, the sales I'm going to announce are, the links to those sales are down below in the description box. If you look below the video, click the bold word more. All of the listings to the links are alphabetical there. So the first one, I'll even go alphabetical here for you. The first one is Knit Picks, and Knit Picks is running a 20% off site-wide sale. So everything on their site is 20% off. You do need to use a coupon code for that, and that coupon code is 4-26 in order to get that discount. And that sale ends on Tuesday. So if you want to take advantage of that over at Knit Picks, you need to do it right away. And the yarn of the month over on Knit Picks is regularly 20% off. So I wonder if it's 20% on top of that. That I don't know. Their Knit Picks palette, which is a really good workhorse yarn. It is a Peruvian Highland 100% wool fingering weight, and it comes in probably 100 or more colors. I mean, it's nice yarn. But anyway, that is automatically 20% off this month because it's their yarn of the month. But now it's got me thinking, I wonder if the 20% off site-wide would take it down to 40% off. I don't know. Worth a try. If you're interested, check it out and let me know if it worked. So anyway, that is Knit Picks. The next one is Lion Brand. Lion Brand has get up to 30% off plus an additional 20% off. So you get whatever up to 30% off and then an additional 20% off on top of that on select yarns. You do need to use a coupon code, and that is APRADD20, and I will put all these coupon codes down below so you don't need to memorize them. And that sale ends on Monday the 20th at 9 a.m. So yeah, that one's going to end in 2 days, so make sure you take advantage of it if you're interested. So again, that is up to 30% off and then an additional 20% off of that. So the potential for kind of almost 50% off. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that is Lion Brand. Then we have Lovecrafts. They have up to, trying to read my writing here. Oh, up to 50% off. I thought it said 30. I need to work on my handwriting. Up to 50% off in clearance, and they have 20% off of full-priced yarns right now. So that is Lovecrafts. And then lastly, we have Mary Maxim, which has up to 70% off in their clearance section. So that is Mary Maxim. So those are the sales that I know about. If I run across any other ones during the week, I will let you know. So thank you all for watching. If you haven't already, please click that little red subscribe button down below and the thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video. I really appreciate that. And I will see you again on Friday when you can see what I've been up to all week long. So thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.